Hello guys, welcome back to another video. And today we're going to be talking about something that, well, people have gone through and something that people have suffered through. Suicide and depression is something that we all almost suffer from, which is why I wanted to make this video. This video is here to help those who need help, to help those who can't speak for themselves, and to help those who feel as if they are so far under that they can't swim back up. Well, you know, depression is an interesting word because it's a very loaded term, right? There's people who are feeling depressed, and there's people that are suffering from a chronic depression. And whether you're depressed right now or suffering from a chronic depression, which are different, right? Because chronic depression not only has the weight of feeling depressed, but the exhaustion of constantly being depressed, and the catastrophic thinking that comes from that, of feeling I will always be depressed and that this is something that I'm always going to suffer with. Well, that's a really scary thing, you know? It's one thing to be having a bad day and to think, oh, why am I even here? To, oh God, I just can't wait till this day is over. It's another thing to think, this is who I am. And therefore, I will still be feeling this 7 months from now, or even a year from now. But I do think that either way, we have to recognize that. Essentially, that the idea that feelings are temporary, it applies on both levels. If you're suffering from feeling depressed right now because of something circumstantial in your life, then you have to at least stand back from that and say, this is temporary. I am depressed right now because I'm going through a terrible sequence in my life. And this is what I'm going through right now. And I'm in a season and it's gonna get better. If we suffer from a kind of chronic depression, we have to remind ourselves that both with chronic emotional pain and chronic physical pain, that understand that this is pain, it does modulate, right? It does change. It doesn't stay the same all the time, but fundamentally, I can still remind myself that there are better hours in the day, and I can focus on making more of those. Maybe I make peace with the fact that this is something I deal with, and it's gonna reoccur. But if I felt better for 1 hour yesterday, then my focus should be making more of those. There's hope in 1 good hour, isn't there? And I'm sure there's hope in good 5 minutes. And if I can make that and turn that and work on expanding that out and pay attention to what happened in those 5 minutes where I felt better. Did I exercise? Did I have a beautiful conversation with someone I love? Did I work on a meaningful project that was important to me? Those things can make us feel very empowered, and they will not make the depression go away, but they may change our relationship with it. And changing our relationship with it, the paradox is that it starts to lessen the impact of it. And I know that the situations can be huge, but that doesn't mean we have no power over those big situations. We may be fighting a different battle than other people, but I do believe that there are always things that we can do to manage our relationship with something. And I think in managing our relationship, sometimes we go very insular with that. And you sort of to go in a mindset of, you basically insulate. But I do think that our pain is the key to connecting with other people, because there are other people who are going through tremendously difficult things at the same time, and or perhaps, maybe not right now, but they will be in a year. And all the learning we do now, all of the strength we build and all of the muscle we build in dealing with our challenge now will absolutely benefit someone in our lives. Someone we cross paths with us at a certain point. So you get to be heroic in overcoming, or maybe not even overcoming, but just managing the pain or what you're dealing with. You get to be heroic in doing that, because then the benefit of you managing that could save someone else. Now, suicide is something that we get if we take the level of depression and we release it with self-harm. Doing that causes a whole level of, I need help right now, and most of the time when you're here, you tend to block out anyone who tries helping you. I remember talking to this person, and she was very deep into the chronic side of suicide. And being there telling her that I'm here and everything is okay actually put ease on her life. She kept coming back to me and talking to me, and I enjoyed chatting with her. And she soon developed courage to slowly stop. Now, this doesn't work for everyone. But the story was to show you that many people feel this pain, and many people are just waiting for someone to save them from the fire. The fire that started from the dark. Something we never anticipated. And for that, we all hit that spot. Being there for someone can also be hard because we make these pointless versions of how it would go if you tried in your head. Example, you think that if you tried and if you did not get it right, you would make that person slip away. As bad as that may seem, many or all people who feel this pain just want someone to care for them, and they won't be open to say, hey, I need you, but they will slowly work their way up to feel that comfort that you're providing. Speak up for those who need it. Don't mock them or tease them, but give them a home, something they feel as if they were stripped away from. So guys, before we end this video, I wanted to give everyone an insight of what problems real people go through. Please, when hearing these stories, don't give hate. Don't, just give them love and the utmost respect for having the courage to make these videos.
Hello, my name is Voodoo, and this is my story. A bit of information to tell you is that when I was in high school, I had a stuttering problem, and it made me not have a correct flow to speak, and it also had me not saying words correctly, and it was a big problem since I would get attacked for it by bullies and made fun of just for that. But to be honest, it didn't bother me that much until this one particular person made me hate them, still to this day, for what she caused. So I'm about to tell you that story. It was my sophomore year, and we're hitting our midterms, because if we don't turn in our assignments or anything, our projects, we can't get our final grade, and we might fail. So, it was my medical class, which they had us present diseases, I think, or it was like bones, and if we don't present, of course, we fail. So everybody had to. So one by one, they presented their presentations. When it was my turn, I went up, I presented, and I stuttered on some of the medical terms, of course. And when it reaches the end, though, the one girl I talked about earlier, she raised her hand. And what she said next is still sticking with me today. And what she said was, why would you put those big words on your presentation if you cannot even pronounce it right? Which got me emotional. I'm not gonna lie. And I recalled it when everybody just stared at her. And they just, they were just like, what the fuck? Like, why would you say that? And she was laughing at me. Like, she was just chuckling. She didn't care. My teacher was furious when she did that too. And it kind of was the breaking point. So I just grabbed my stuff and I left. Because, I can't stop like stuttering and mispronouncing everything. It was really hard for me, but I don't know. I remember too, I didn't even go to the classes I had that day. And I just didn't go. Until like it was the end of the day. I went in the car, we got home, and I just went to my room. And that's when I became so antisocial. I was so antisocial after that. And then soon after, depression almost got the best of me. It created bad habits to the point where it was really bad. And so I didn't know what to do when I had those at that time, but luckily they're gone right now. Somewhat, but hey, that's fine. But yeah, that's my story. Thank you for hearing me out.
So my entire life I had been abused or hit or threatened by my own family or by people I thought were friends, or just by random jerks. And by the time I was 9, I had figured out what suicide was. And 2 years later I started saying I was going to kill myself, or I wish I weren't born, or I wish I were dead. I had a horrible start to life, but now 4 years later I still have suicidal thoughts and visions, but they have somewhat stopped due to me talking to my really close friends and my amazing girlfriend. But it really helped me to talk to someone about some of my thoughts I get on a daily. Okay, just checking to make sure it's still recording. My mom treated me unfairly, and also most of the men she was with were very abusive towards me. My mother and their own kids, so it was never easy. The only time I felt safe, comfortable was in my room at my dad's, and with the controller in hand, because then it took my mind off the horrible things that happened to me. I developed severe depression and anger issues from all of this.
So, I thank you all for joining me today to watch this video. This was not easy to make by any means, but it was something that I truly cared about deeply, and I want to do my best to help. We all do. And if you need help, please contact the numbers at the end of the video and do your best to ask for help before it's too late. If you want to talk to us on our Discord privately, it is in the description down below. I love doing these videos and I can't wait to make more. Thank you for being part of this community and being a part of the community while we're slowly building up. Also, we are doing a fundraiser to support these people in these tragic times. This is Vora. Stay strong and stay positive.